Welcome to the Vector Garden. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create these clouds. You often find them in old Japanese woodcuts and, of course, modern Japanese or Chinese art. And they are quite easy to create, and it's also a nice entry into using certain effects in Illustrator. Let's turn on the grid for that, because it's much easier then. Let's show the grid, and then also we need to snap to the grid like this, and then we need the rectangle tool. Of course, you could say, well, let's use the rounded rectangle tool, but that has one drawback. We can, of course, draw these, but then when we draw these lines, then you see we do not get these corners here. Let's delete that, and let's take the rectangle tool, and then you can start like this. And of course, what we are going to do is draw them in a way that it can be edited, because only after applying the rounding you will see if it works or not. You might want to change things later on, so we need to create them in a way that you can do that. Now we have the base artwork for such a cloud, and then let's first take a look at the measurements. So this thing is 3.175 millimeters high, and I'm going to copy that and paste it into the file like this, so we know it, because we will need that later on. And then let's select them all, and we are going to make a compound shape. If we just unite them, then it's not easy to edit. So we're going to make a compound shape by holding down Alt and clicking on Pathfinder Unite. And then we still have the shapes in here. So with the direct selection tool, you can still select this, and I'm going to make it larger like this. So you can still select it and maybe move it somewhere else. And now we're going to select it and apply an effect to round all these corners. And the easiest to use would be a plugin. We're going to use Effect, Vector Scribe, AG Corners by Astute Graphics. And in this here, you just make a high radius, and you see this doesn't match at all to that one. But the plugin notices and makes it work for you. The true radius is the correct setting here, because we want to have actual quarters of circles. But you can also use different things here. You can set it to squarcular or standard. We can just leave that, and that would be okay. But maybe you do not have the plugin, and you also do not want to buy it just for this. So let's undo it. And then you can go to Effect, Stylize, Round Corners, like this. And let's go to OK, and you see it has worked, but they do not look well. They do not look like actual circles. So that needs to be corrected, because this effect does not use the true circles, but it always uses it differently. So let's go to the Appearance panel, and let's go to the round corners. And what we need to enter is actually half of this. So let's go to 3.175 and divide that by 2. And then this works. So then we actually get the nice geometric result. And of course, you can later on take the direct selection tool or the group selection tool, and if you don't like it here, just move it there. Or take this one, make it a little longer, and you can adjust that as you need it.